Hi folks, it's Mark here again and welcome to my latest video to do with charging. I know a few weeks ago when we did release the last video I did say that I wasn't going to be doing another one for a while. Basically I hadn't really got anything new or interesting to tell you, so I decided to call time on it. But I did say that I would do something if there was something interesting to tell you about, and it just happens to be that in next to no time that's the situation we're in. I suppose you're looking behind me and seeing a big rank of Tesla chargers and thinking, have I, defected to the other side? Most of you will probably know that I drive a Peugeot and these chargers are absolutely no use to me whatsoever. So I suppose the question is, what am I doing at a Tesla charging point? Well, the reality is I'm not. Because welcome to Moto Services, Junction 1 M6 near Rugby, and welcome to the brand new charge station that's just opened this week. You'll probably remember that on one of my previous videos I slated Ecotricity because of a charging failure on the A1M up in Yorkshire. But I have also mentioned in my videos that a company called GridServe were going to partner with Ecotricity and basically upgrade the charging network on the services with them. And sure enough, this got opened last week, and I just couldn't resist coming a drive over, coming and plugging my car in and seeing how it works. So I'll tell you what, let's go walk over to the car and let's take a look and see what we've got to play with. Okay, so here we are, nice new services. I've got to admit, it's a lovely looking service station. We'll be going for a cup of tea there in a minute once the car's plugged in. And again, if we turn around, have a little look at what you can see is we have a lovely row of Tesla chargers. That little luxury that all you Tesla owners have had for a while. But what you can see beyond those is loads of regular chargers. So let's go and have a look and see what we've got. So these early ones over here, they look like CCS chargers and CHAdeMO, so we've got loads of those to play with. So as you can see, I'm losing count of how many we've got now, so hopefully you're counting along with me. So there we go along there, and sure enough, if we get over here, this is where the CHAdeMO ones end, and here we go, here's the charger that we're going to plug into today. So I'm going to try and do this as easily and simple as possible. So let's open that up there. In fact, let me just pull this flap down because I'm trying to plug this in and record at the same time. Grab the charging cable. I haven't got the issue here that I had previously, other than the cable's really heavy, so bear with me a second. Sorry about that. That cable was really heavy and trying to do it one-handed was virtually impossible. Let's go and have a look at the screen. Basically says please pay, so I'll tell you what, a bit of fun. Let's try and do it using contactless. Ping. That's done using my watch. Let's see if that's worked. Payments accepted, so that's just touch and go on my watch. And starting the session. Let's see what it comes up with. I have to admit, the car won't be that empty unfortunately, because it was already fully charged when I decided to record this video. But I'm just waiting to see what happens and see whether it starts telling me. There we go. Okay, so just want to see what it goes up to. I don't know whether you've noticed on the dial, but I've just been talking to a guy and he says these are 350 kilowatt chargers. So my car can only take 50, but it is going to be interesting to see what it gets up to. You'll probably also notice that I'm not far off 80% anyway, so it really won't go that fast, I don't think. It's interesting, it seems to have stuck at 29-30 kilowatts. It doesn't seem to be getting much faster than that. Maybe that's because it's nearly full. But it's starting to go a little bit. I think it's starting to build up a little bit of speed. But I'll tell you what, I'm just going to leave it running and see what happens. I'm going to go and grab me a cup of tea, spend a penny, and come back in a bit when it should have probably already hit 80% charge and be slowing down anyway. But I have to admit, really impressive. This is just great, and I think this is really what we've got to look forward to in the future of charging EVs. Okay, just popped over, spent a penny, and come back. And as I said earlier, that we're obviously over 80% already, so the charge is slowing down. So I'm just getting 18 kilowatts now, because obviously it's doing a trickle charge for the last bit. So I don't really need to charge it fully. So let's call it a day, and I'm going to head back home and get a brew, or maybe even a glass of wine. So let's try and end this. Yeah. Button, not touch screen. Tells me it's finished. Return the plug. So let's do that. Looks like I might need to unlock it first, because it's, there we go. Pop that back in its cradle, and job done. Time to go home. Interestingly, I was chatting to another guy earlier, and it didn't actually tell you how much it's cost, but I will show you up here. It is currently priced at 30p a kilowatt hour, so not the cheapest of chargers, but to be honest, I think it's worth it when you consider you're on a motorway service station as well. It's probably worth doing. So right, I'm off home. I think the cup of tea's gone by the board now. I think it's time for a glass of wine. Hi folks, just another little bit of an update. I just thought what I'd do on the way back, I'd just drop into the next service station along. So this is about junction 4 of the M6, and just see what the state of play was with chargers here. And interestingly, these guys have got brand new chargers as well. So we've got what, 2, 4, 6, 8 new chargers. Just check the price on these. These are 35p a kilowatt hour, but you're looking now at 2 motorway services within, I don't know, 15-20 miles of each other, with tons of charging capability. So yeah, the future's bright. I think we're starting to get our act together as a country, which is great news. Hi folks, yeah, back home now, and ready to plug in and charge on some cheap energy for a change, get me to work tomorrow. I just thought I'd give you a bit of an update on a couple of other things as well. Following the last video about residential charging, I've had a few interesting contacts. The first was from Lichfield District Council, and they've been giving me a bit of an update on their public parking strategy, of putting chargers into public car parks. I don't think they 100% get the real problem with residential parking, because I don't think that's going to be adequate, but at least there's some progress there. I did also get an email back from our local MP about the government strategy on charging as well, and how that's dovetailing with the local council. Also made contact with a local environmental group who work alongside the parish council here, and that was quite interesting, because it certainly sounds as though locally in the village we've really got something moving. Not through what I've done, they were already working on this, and they've done an audit of all the houses in the village, identified over 100 properties that wouldn't be able to charge at home. They've also identified 4 potential locations within the village for putting a public charger, or more. I think obviously they won't do all those at once. They'll probably phase those in over time. But the good news is they are proactive in that respect. So they have actually been looking at this for quite a while now, and they're doing all their research and coming up with a strategy they're going to do as well. So again, that gives us hope for people in the village who can't charge at home like myself. So yeah, that's the end of today's video. Again, I don't really have any plans to do any more, but you just never know what's around the corner these days. The progression of EVs is just so fast at the moment that anything can happen. But again, thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful, and I'll speak to you soon.